me on that, and then if we have some extra time, you guys have plenty that you could start working on in terms of kind of getting caught up. So what I have for you up at the front of the board, you guys are kind of taking on the role of a genetic counselor. So a family has come to you with concerns about something going on in their kind of family's genetics, and it's your job to kind of help them get the information that they're requiring. So what I've done for you on our Canvas page, you can find the DMD background file, and that gives you all of the family's information. This is what they went to the genetic counselor and told them. And then that first bullet point, this is where we're going to keep track of kind of our lab report or our lab data as we're working through this. It's not going to be a formal one by any means, but I just want you to make a new Google Doc and title that DMD report. That's what you will turn in tomorrow after we wrap up all the conclusion stuff and all that. So make that Google Doc, give it the title DMD report, then open up that background file. I want you guys to read through that background file, thinking as a genetic counselor, write down the 3 most important pieces of information from that background file. So that will go in your DMD report. That will be the first kind of component of it. So write 3 important pieces from background file, and then list them 1, 2, 3, and then we'll kind of move on from there. I will give you guys, probably it'll take you some time, obviously, to read through the article and really understand what's going on. So I'll probably give you guys between 8 and 10 minutes. I'll just walk around and keep an eye on it. And I'll let you know whenever you're getting kind of closer on time. you guys 60 more seconds on this first part. Alright, if you could just kind of pause and listen up for a second. You're obviously going to be working in teams, so you are a team of geneticists acting as genetic counselors for this family. So you guys are going to check in with your team in the next couple of minutes. I want each person to go through and just summarize the 3 important things that they kind of pulled from that background information about this family or the condition or whatever you found. And then as you're listening to your teammates kind of report with what they notice about that article, if you did not have that on your list, just go ahead and add it to it. So there's no set number on how many you'll have on your list. Just anything one of your teammates says that's brand new to you, just type that down. So I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes on that.
Yeah, I wasn't that confused. It was like very nice right down.
I said, your mother is a carrier of
What I can find out.
Okay, Aaron. It was my aunt's last my aunt. I just know.
There's a chance. Okay, there's a chance that Michael might have EMD, but the symptoms won't show until 4 or 5. Mostly males are affected in active grade. Mary is the carrier of EMD, so it will in this case be more likely to contract it.
Yeah, because Mary is a carrier, but is not affected by it. So he's like
Mary is in Is it?
So we are going to kind of move on to the next part. So if you could kind of reel back in for me for 1 second. You guys have your background information. We'll come back to this in a little bit, but we need to make sure we give our DNA plenty of time to run in those wells. So since you guys are the geneticists, there's not really a set of procedures like follow this step, follow this step. We already know how to do gel electrophoresis. You guys already practiced the skills on Friday, so it's going to be up to you. There are a couple of things that I want you guys to be very, very aware of as you're working through this, because obviously you don't know everything about gel electrophoresis. So the first thing, you're using 5 microliters for each well that you load. So it's 5 microliters. That means you have to use your gray micropipette, and you'll dial it to 5.0. That's how much you'll put in each well. I will put a list of these kind of things on the board, but I just want you to be aware of them the first time, I guess. The second thing, you guys are going to have to make a diagram before I give you the DNA samples that shows me which lane you're putting each person's sample of DNA in. Because I don't want, after the 15 minutes it takes for these gels to run, you guys completely forget where mom was, where dad was, all those different things. So you're going to have to just make a quick little sketch of a well or of a gel with the wells and label the first lane will be this person, second one, third one, fourth one. Other kind of big factors, obviously we need to use our goggles, so make sure they're on before you head to the back. And then just make sure that you're not doing anything with the power boxes. So that would be like these green and tan contraptions, because they're very specific on how we need to use them. So you guys will load up your wells, you'll put this little case on, the red goes with the red, the black goes with the black, and then you'll raise your hand and I will help you hook up your machine so that you can actually run your gels. So any questions on like safety or procedures or any of those good things? So right now what I need each group to do, just get out one piece of paper, make that diagram that shows me you're going to keep track of where you're putting each person in terms of which lane they're in. Once you get that approved by me, you can have goggles and I will leave you guys your DNA.
Oh, that was a perfect.
It's one for each of the people that family needs to get tested. Yes.
So, 6, right?
Yes.
Okay, do I just draw this? No.
Ready to go? There will be 2 extra lanes because we already did more than 8, so just ignore the last 2 and do your first 6, and that'll be the directions are kind of up there for just the general kind of reminders. You guys can grab your goggles to the back of the DNA and get started. There'll be 8. You'll only need 6. Friday, yeah.
And but like there's 2 rows.
There's only 8.
Oh, it's just a line of 8.
We did the extra so once you have your diagram, you can grab goggles and head to the back. I'll have to start passing out these gels.
We have to.
Just do your best.
Hey, group, okay, that's
Head to the back once you have your diagram. Make sure you have lab goggles. Grab goggles on each of you.
okay, we're here. God, here, you take this out.
Zero to 10. Unless they put the wrong one on the wrong box. Perfect. You had your light here with the Okay, so this is another good spot to pause. So wait 1 second. Doesn't matter where you're at, everyone just kind of stop. I just want to check in one more time before we keep on trucking. So everyone, listen up guys. Everyone got their diagram okay by me, so you guys figured out where you're putting the people in the lanes. You guys need the DNA samples and the wells, which I will hand out. So I'll just come kind of one table at a time. I'll put your actual gel in your chamber for you guys, and I will give you the DNA samples from each of the family members. I want every person to load at least one lane. So obviously we have 6, and you have 4 in each of your groups. So you can't do 2 each, but everyone has to load at least one lane, so we get another round of practice doing the gels. Make sure that it's only 5 microliters, and it's super important to change your tip between each family member, because obviously if you pick up a sample of the first family member and then use that same tip, you're contaminating the second person's DNA sample. So those are the 2 really important things I have in bold up at the screen. Once you have all of your lanes loaded, hard part's done, all you need to do is put the lid on your gel electrophoresis, raise your hand, I'll get your machines kind of plugged in, and we'll keep on moving that way.
Okay, guys, so it goes Dad, Mom, Daniel, Alice, Mike, Ella.
Try to find one in the red boxes that are.